In and Pete. Go on then. Oh.
I've had this Leica 3C kicking around for years. It belonged to my great uncle. Here's some slide film he made with it. I never had luck loading film into it, and sending the camera off for a service was low on my list of priorities since the viewfinder is pretty much impossible for me to see through when wearing glasses, so instead the camera's gone unused and just looked nice on my shelf. However, having recently obtained the Voigtlander 15mm super wide and realising that it screws direct onto the 3C body, I thought it would make for a nice compact option to slip into a jacket pocket. The lens comes with a 15mm viewfinder that attaches to the hot shoe for framing, and when relying on zone focusing it doesn't matter that it's not rangefinder coupled. Now I just need for it to actually work, so I grabbed a roll of Neopan, and with some patience the camera accepted the film. At this point I still wasn't convinced that the film would wind on at all, let alone a full frame, so I grabbed a pen and drew a face and a box around the edge of the frame, hoping that when I advanced the film it would disappear completely. It did. Yes.
It is to have.
What's that there? I don't know what the fuck it was. Here's a photo of Robin, next to a small selection of her nutcrackers on the landing, with more positioned all around the flat, making eye contact with you in that sinister, I'm watching you kind of way. I decided I'd go out the following day to get through the entire roll just to see if it actually worked. Robin made me strap out her laces, and it now slings comfortably over the shoulder. It'll come as some surprise that we headed out to a body of water. The local park has a nice pond, so we took some oats to feed the swans. I made the film at 800 ISO. The aperture was mostly set to f8 and the shutter floated around 100, 200 and 500th of a second, depending on the light. The only notable exceptions being indoors with low light. I opened the lens right up to 4.5 and the shutter was at a 30th of a second. I've obviously cropped the top of this photo heavily, but there was nothing going on in the sky. I think it's my favourite from the entire roll. After the park, I had band practice for a couple of hours. I'm pretty tall and the windows feel low in our car, so much so that I can't really twist the right way to look out of it. As we drove into the city centre I wanted to see if there was anything worth photographing high up, so I set the focus to infinite, held the camera and pointed it up. As my results show, there was nothing worth taking a photo of. Here's the rest of the band. We're called Hog Wild. We have songs about black market haircuts. Something our singer Charles Manson knows nothing about. We recorded an album over lockdown since our plans to tour Tokyo were cancelled due to the plague. You can buy our album on vinyl via the link in the description. After practice, it was still light, so I fired off some shots in the car park while I waited for Robin so we could head to yet another park. There was a river, but I was mostly interested in the trees this time. And then my film ran out. Winding the film back was a whole ordeal. My hands were freezing, and the winder sitting flush with the top of the body made winding incredibly difficult. I was critical about the poor design of the winder, and was becoming increasingly frustrated and bored with the incremental winding.
Fucking hell.
If you're familiar with this camera, you're probably thinking I'm an idiot.
Oh god.
And you would be correct.
I'm bored. Do that.
I got home later, and in a rare moment of clarity I discovered this. Good times.